Today we will learn Laravel 11 CRUD management. To create a new post, click on the Create New Post button. Fill the required fields: title, description, status, and image. Now click on Create New Post button. Post has been created successfully. Click on Show button to view. As you can see in database, also, you can edit and delete the post. Here are the steps we will follow, one by one. Let's start with step 1. First, we collect app requirement, as we are going to make post management. So we need post ID, title, description, image, and status need. The second step is to create a Laravel application using the following command. It will take some time. After app creation, open on Code Editor. Next, set up the database using the environment file. Here, you can see the code. Uncomment it, and then fill in the database connection details, including the host, database name, username, and password. As I am using MySQL connection, so rename it with your connection. Save the file, and create the database on server side. Before moving forward, we will run the app using PHP artisan serve command to check the database connection. Here, you may encounter a common error related to the session driver, which indicates that the sessions table is needed to store session data. There are two solutions to resolve this. 1. You can create the session table using the following command. 2. Alternatively, you can set the session store to file. For now, we will choose to store the session data in a file. To do this, make a simple change in the environment file by updating the session driver from database to file. Save the file, and your application should run correctly. Here we go. The fourth step is to create the migration file, which defines the table structure, using the following command. Here we follow PHP artisan make migration create table name table. Go to the following directory. Let's add the fields from step 1 to the migration schema. You can define the fields in the up method of the generated migration file. I have already written the fields. Now I will paste them. Here is ID, title, description, image, status, timestamps. Now, we will run the migration file using PHP artisan migrate command. Here, you can see that the post table has been created. Let's verify this on the server side as well. Here, you can see the table with the given fields. The next step is to create the model for the posts table. The model represents the structure and behavior of the database table in Laravel. You can create the model using the following command. PHP artisan make model name. Your model has been created in the following directory. I will paste the model code to save time. Here, we are using the hasFactory trait for generating model factories, which helps in quickly creating test data for the model. Here we define the table name. Next, we define the primary key. Next, we define the fiable property to specify which fields can be mass assigned in the model. Next, we define the date fields. Next, we set the timestamps property to true to enable automatic handling of created and updated timestamps for the model. Step 6. Let's create the controller for handling the logic of the post model. You can create the controller using the following command. PHP artisan make controller name. Your controller has been created in the following directory. I have created a resource controller with predefined functions. Create for to create new resource. Store for to store new resource to storage. Show for display. Edit for to edit the specified resource. Update for update the edited resource. Last destroy for delete. It's the post controller for handling posts, so make sure to include the post model at the top of the controller file. Step 7 is to create the route for the post controller. For now, we will define only the index route. Just for now, we will create the route for index function. For that, go to web.php file. Write the code for the route corresponding to the index function. Here /posts is URL for app. It will work for the post controller and its index function. Here, we have assigned a name to the route for use within the application's internal use. Now we add the namespace for post controller use in web.php. Save the file. Now write the code for index function in the post controller that fetches data from the posts table and displays it in a list. The $posts variable contains all the post data retrieved from the database. You then return the data to the index view where it will be displayed. Step 8 is to create the views. Now we create the view for the index. In the Posts folder in View, this view will display a list of posts. I have already created the index view. Here, I will paste the code for index view. To display the title, description, status, and action buttons in a table, I have add below row, which will fetch data from $posts array. We go to the posts URL now. Here you can see empty list due to no data creation. So first we create the form for create post. To make the Create New Post button redirect to the post creation form, you need to link it to the create route. The create function in the post controller is responsible for displaying the form to create a new post. It doesn't need to fetch any data from the database, as it's simply showing an empty form to the user. First, we create the route for this. URL will be posts/create. Link to create function. Name to this route. Here we go. Link with the Create New button. Using this route, save the file. Now we develop the Create form in the Posts folder in Views. I have already created the create blade.php file. I will paste the view code to save the time. Save the file. Here is our post form. Click on Create New Post button. To store the form, we have to write the store function code and link with this Create Post button. The form will be submitted to the specified action. For that, already write the store function code. It will first validate the submitted data. Then check it has image or not. If yes, then follow the given condition. Here, we use the post model to create the data in the database and then return to the list route. Now, let's create the route for the store function. In your routes/web.php file, write function name, then URL and method post. Come to name and assign a name to this route. Use this route in the forms action. Like this. Use the CSRF in the form. Now, let's create the post. Post title. Select the status. Add image. Click Create Post button. Post has been created. Now, same way we will work for Show, Edit, and Delete button. To implement the Show button, which displays the details of a single post, write the Show function code in Post Controller. It will find the post with given ID and then return to the Show view. Now, we will create the route for Show function. We specify the URL with the post ID in curly brackets, which maps to the show function in the post controller. Here is route name, which we link with the show button on index view. In ref tag, add the route. In addition, add the post ID for particular view. Pass with the route. Save the file. Now we create the show view, which I have already created. Let me adjust the image width for display. It's done. Let's go to front-end for view. Refresh the page. Click on Show button. Here you can see title, description, status, and image. Now we work on Edit button. Write the code for the edit functionality, retrieve the specific post using its ID, and pass the data to the edit view. Now, create the route for edit. Make URL for edit. Add the edit function. Now define the name for edit route. Use the route name in the index file, where is edit button given. Create view for edit in the Posts folder. Let's see the edit form is displaying with data or not. It's correctly showing data. Now we work for Update button to save the changes. I have already pasted the code for update. First, we fetch post with its ID. Then we write code for validation. If we updated the code, then inside condition code will work and delete the old image in folder and update with new. Then update command. After update, return to the list. Now, we create the route for update. After route creation, use in the form action of edit view. When we click on update, it will trigger the action. Use the CSRF in form and given method name put for update. Refresh the form. There is error route not defined. We forget to save the web.php file. Please like, share, and subscribe. Click on Update. Here is error related to method. In the route, we use post method. But in the form on line 25, we used put method. So, type here put instead of post method. Refresh the tab and continue on resubmission. Here you can see title and description updated. Let's click on Show to view in detail. Now work on Delete button. Before that, we create a new post. A new post created. Type given code for post delete. Find the post using post model with ID. Delete the image if exists with this ID. Now, delete the post. After deletion, go back to the index. Create route for destroy method. Use delete method, which we use in form of delete. Name the route. Use the route in the index file. Use the delete method. When you click on delete button, it will trigger the action. Click delete button of the second post. It will delete the post. As you can see the database, there is only one post left. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions. For Laravel interview questions, stay tuned. Video soon.